Hey, how's it going, guys? So we've been fishing in SoCal for quite a while now, and catching live squid is a big part of the game. The bait docks don't always sell them, and we go out to catch them using nets or whatever. I've seen a squid crowder in use a couple of times, and I've always wanted one, but they're hard to find. Not everyone makes them. Everyone I asked said you gotta, pretty much get a custom made or whatnot. It costs a lot of money. So we finally got around to pretty much attempting to make it ourselves. This is our first time, and as we got into it, realized why they're hard to find. It's tedious work. We're almost done with ours, and it's coming out pretty nice for first time. I had to order a few different nets, trial and error to find out, what works best, and kind of ask around. So you can find monofilament netting. This is kind of like polyester netting that I found on Amazon. It's pretty much for gardening or koi pond protecting. They're 1/2 inch holes. So what I went ahead and made this frame in order to make the bag, because the main part of this crowder is to get the right bag. And when the netting comes in, it's just regular old netting, and if you just tie it to 2 poles, it does you no good. You need the bag in order to scoop it out right, just like any net. So what I did was made the frame, and you got to make it custom to your own boat or however you like. I have 13-foot poles. I made the frame 8 by 7, and I went ahead and put some nails around the edges so that I can get the net in there. And it took me hours to play around with the bag to get the right depth of the bag. And from asking around, what I realized is it's got to be custom to your boat. So our boat has about 2 feet from the rail to the water. So when you scoop the squid and you rest the pole on the railing, you want some of the net to still be in the water. So I went ahead and made the bag about 2.5 to 3 feet deep, as you can see. When I lift, all the squid will pretty much come to the middle, and it'll be easier to scoop them out. Again, this is our first attempt at this. It's really tedious, but once you get your frame down and set your net on it, you got to play with it quite a bit to get the right bag length. It's shallower on the boat side and deeper on the end of the pole where you're scooping. So after you're sure you got the right bag size, you go ahead and get rope. I went ahead and went with a quarter inch braided nylon rope, and you weave through each hole in the net. Do not skip any holes. You weave through each net following this frame, following this jig you made all the way around. Make sure you give yourself enough length to make it to the end. So each corner, you tie it with a loop about 6 inches, and that you're going to use to tie to your poles later. So after we did that, I double checked again to make sure the bag's just right. And then you get a thinner rope, thinner string to pretty much sew the net to this rope you made. And this part's really important because that's gonna strengthen your net and avoid it from ripping or anything. So I first got this from a tackle store, but it's rough and it didn't work because you're literally going through each net. You want something smooth and thinner. So I'm sure you can use numerous different things. I went with a nylon string, basically, got from Home Depot. And we taped the toothpick to the end to help you sew. Give yourself some good line, and you basically, again, go through each hole one by one. One, two, this is our second pass. 1, 2, 3. Pull it all the way through. And then do a half hitch. Pull it tight. So we're doing 2 passes on every side, and the end result is super strong. I mean, once this comes off the frame, you're left with a pretty neat net, strong net, and we'll show you the rest after. But so far, this is how far we've gotten. We're almost at the point where we can wrap this onto our poles, and we'll come back and show you guys how we do that.
All right, and we've been working at it for 4 days now, and this part took yesterday. We got this side and that side done. It took about 6 hours for both of us. This side's going a little quicker, but definitely one-man job, about 3 days for this part.
After days of messing with this, I think we got the right bag length, bag depth, but we'll see, and we'll eventually show you guys on the water how it turned out and how it's working. Again, I'm hoping this really helps our squid game. Sometimes it takes 4 to 5 hours to catch, a handful of them, and if this can, knock out our time in half or a quarter, it'll be a lot easier on us to.
All right, so this is about 6 hours later. We finished all the wrapping around the edges of the net, and we have these bamboos we picked up from Oceanside and painted them in some of that, and we're wrapping the net around the poles. So these poles, we're wrapping it really close. It's taking a long time. This one pole took probably 2 hours, and we wrapped it just strong enough to hold, and we're gonna do epoxy over it, keep it tight, probably 2 or 3 coats, and we're doing it same thing on the second one, and we're gonna wrap it down from here probably till around here. We have these what are they called? We're gonna grips. We're just gonna put them on and heat seal them on the sticks. Heat shrink grips. And we got a heat gun. We're gonna shrink it on. We're just gonna wrap down the rest of the way on the poles to make sure we have a good grip on it. But other than that, the net's coming along. Just the second stick is taking a very long time. Alright, so the net is just about done. Any words, Coach? These
Tired.
lots and lots of hours on this net. It's got the little dip right there for all the squid to go in the mesh. We added these. We tied some more rope here for some better grip. And at the end, it's looking really nice. This part's very tedious as well. Do that for both poles. You just want to make sure as well that your bamboo is pretty sturdy. At the shop that we got ours from, this one's a little bit thicker than this one, and this one's a little bit not as strong, but it'll still get the job done. So yeah, we're gonna go out tomorrow night and test it out. Last and final step, epoxying our rope wraps around the pool. And then probably do, how many coats are we doing? 2 or 3?
Yeah.
And we're ready to go fishing.
I know. Yeah. There we go.
There's one stuck right here. Hold on, you missed a nice one.
Come on.
There's a nice one right there.
Go. Fuck yeah. Oh man. No.
There you go. Keep it straight. Yeah. How many is in there? Like, wow.
40? Look at that.
Wow. Nice.
That's what we needed. Yeah.
Badass crowder, man.
Ah, you motherfucker.
He bit you. Look at this big guys. Get the crowder back down. Spread open.
Down.
And scoop. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's even better.
Look at that, man.
Fucking A. Fuck yeah.
I need to get on this action right
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a 50 squid right there, man. That's half a scoop. Prime stuff.
Prime time.
Nah, man.
Cheers, fudge.
As long as we got the trifecta.
I know. Wow.
This guy's big too, bro. You say monster?